What's up, guys? IFBB Eleni Politis here, and we're here at the fitness compound back for episode 2. Just got back from Florida where I competed in Atlantic Coast Pro. Wasn't necessarily my best placing. I got 15th out of 38, but best package to date, and that's sometimes kind of how these pro shows work. You know, you could have your best package, but it's just, you know, it's just not your day. It really dependent on who shows up and who the judging is. So today we're gonna go through a poll day. I did do a Q&A, so I have a few questions that I'm gonna answer and just kind of go through. All right, first question, how did you get into bodybuilding? Well, I was a college athlete growing up, so I played softball my whole life and just was done with college. And, you know, no one ever really talks about it, but essentially when you are done with college ball, you're just kind of done, and they go, okay, well, you graduate and you go on and you have to learn how to be an adult, and you lose a huge identity of yourself. So I just kind of fell into fitness and continued lifting, and someone was like, hey, you'd be pretty good at this competition thing. So I gave it a whirl. I really had fun during prep, and I did my first show and won an overall, and I was just kind of hooked. So that began the journey. Second question, why is D-ball so cool? Well, that's not even true. Damien's not cool, so moving on. What is your favorite way to build glutes? Well, I am not the glute queen of the world, but I follow a lot of really great wellness athletes and people like Brett Contreras who talk about a variety of different movements, including hip hingement or hip extension and then hip abduction. So I really just try to get strong in movements that I connect really well with my glutes. What advice would you give to your younger bodybuilding self? I just think, you know, fall in love with the monotony of doing the same thing over and over. And I would just tell myself that, you know, you're gonna flourish in this sport and to just keep at it and keep working hard. I think from a young bodybuilding age, I really bought into everything really quickly. So I was pretty adherent, you know, with nutrition and training. And I just, you know, I always had fun with it regardless. So I think I would tell my younger self to keep doing that a little bit longer, because I think that as I got further into my bodybuilding career, I put a little bit more pressure on myself that wasn't always productive. Tell me about your meals. Well, I eat a lot. I don't think we dropped below 2,000 calories this whole prep, which was honestly awesome. Justin puts a good variety of food in. A lot of my carbohydrate sources are from fruit like berries, cream of rice, and then from a protein source, I'm pretty simple with protein powder, chicken, 93.7 beef, and then fat source, macadamia nut oil, almond butter and almonds. So it's just different quantities. I eat the same thing pretty much year round. It just obviously in off season a little bit more, and then during prep maybe a little less, or we're kind of, you know, increasing fat, decreasing carbs, you know, whatever the wizard, aka Justin, tells me. How does it feel to come this far with everything you do and love? I think this year specifically has just been such a whirlwind. You know, I took 2 years off after I got my pro card so I could be a force in the pro leagues, and I think I did a decent job of putting my name out there. And this year specifically, it feels like almost like a breakout year for me. So it's really, you know, satisfying. It shows that, you know, truly what I've put into this is what I'm getting out of it. You know, things like being a part of, you know, the fitness compound, my sponsors like BioXL for HRT stuff. It's just been really cool that people have invested in me and bought into me. So it's just been really cool, and I'm really grateful to have this experience. The $1 million question, women's physique or figure? Well, after kind of getting some judging feedback and looking at what my strengths are, because I think a lot of times people forget this is a sport and there needs to be strategy in sport. And something that I have a really good time doing is getting conditioned. Like, that's the cream of my crop, is I can get really lean. And I truly love the posing for women's physique. So I think I always put myself in a box saying that I was too small. So we're gonna full send women's physique, and if we have to pivot after a long off season, we'll pivot. But I'm really excited to get into the posing and all the fun stuff that is women's physique. Discuss your experience as a bodybuilder and knowledge working in therapy. Well, it's been really nice because I feel like I've been able to mitigate injury risk, and then when I do have an injury, I've been able to tackle it pretty effectively. So honestly, being a bodybuilder and being in just in the fitness industry in general has made me a better therapist, because I think a lot of times we see therapists that go through, internal, external rotation, and they're very cookie cutter. And bodybuilding's given me a completely different perspective to injury prevention and injury rehabilitation. A lot of biomechanical principles that we learn in bodybuilding with exercise, I've been able to implement in my practice, even like nutritional stuff and supplementation things that have been super, super helpful for patients in the clinic. So bodybuilding, I feel, has truly made me a better therapist. All right.
You want to say lift?
Oh, yeah. All right. We're gonna get this pole day started. Let's get it.
Great.
Thanks, man. A little bit of a kick to the teeth, but that's okay.
Hey, second pro show.
Yeah, I know.
Big pro.
It'll be good. I'm gonna go women's physique. We're full sending it. So
it's time to get huge.
we're gonna full send. I'm just gonna walk around doing front double buys.
Fuck yeah.
So it'll be fun. I like the posing better anyway.
Yeah.
And then I get to get rid of those stupid heels.
Yeah.
I don't have to.
So I'm very jealous of that.
I want you to try to pose in heels.
Oh my God,
I'm gonna get, like, what size shoe are you? Exactly. I'm gonna put you know what? You in
I don't like break
heels.
heels though.
You in
If
heels.
you bring them, I'll do it.
They literally would
break.
snap under.
What size shoe are you?
Men's
11? I'm gonna find you a size heel, and we're gonna make all these boys pose, face the back,
Oh yeah.
walk,
Arch
make
your
them
back,
walk.
Make them arch
and
and hold.
hold.
I know one thing, 'cause I'm not asking.
If Rip parked in front of me, I would have.
Yeah. All right, Rip, we'll go rip this. see what I did there? Oh, you're so cozy. Good to see you too. This is the best massage therapist on the entire planet. She helped me so much. I screwed my back up 2 weeks and she fixed me. It helps so much. Thank you. All right. So we've got a little bit of a newer split now. So I was doing upper and lower, but now we're gonna be doing a pull day, a quad day, a push day, back and quads, and then glute and hams. So my feedback was to build my back, so width and density, and then grow my legs. So Tanya's changed my training, and that's kind of the priority for this off season, is just making the legs big and making my back big. I still think I need more delts, but can never have too much delts. Okay, so single arm cable row. Just kidding, that's what we're starting with. Okay. Let's see if I can correctly do all this without messing the bench up like I did last time. Autumn, she's a fellow therapist. She looks phenomenal, and just she's almost got that old classic 90s, early 2000s look.
Conditioning like crazy.
Yeah, her conditioning was wacky.
That's women's physique.
Yeah, women's physique, and again, even the older school posing, it just looks so good on her. So she's what I'm chasing.
There we go. What treats did you have after the show?
Oh my God. So I just wanted an ice cream sandwich.
Okay.
So I went to
Just
the Baked Bear, and you get to pick your cookie, and then you get to pick your ice cream that you have in it. And I had 2 of them. And then just burger and fries. Just found something more so close to the
just to eat.
to eat. Yeah, I was like, I can't just have dessert. So, and then we went for a very fancy dinner. I can't remember the place, Eddie V's, I think, and just ordered all the different seafood stuff. All right. I think the hardest part about this phase post-show is the fact that, you're reversing out, so your calories are up, you feel good. I would say I'm a little bit more watery. Conditioning's still not bad. I've stayed, I had my 1 or 2 days in Florida where I ate whatever. And then I got right back on it. But you feel so good that you want to just full send, and you can't. So my goal is to keep myself restrained, and we call it RIR, rest and reserve. So I'm doing each set for like 2 to 3 rest and reserve. So I could essentially do 2 or 3 more reps, but I cut the set early. So just keeps, kind of mitigates injury risk, and then also just allows you to recover, because obviously competition prep is very traumatizing on your body. All right.
Do you say your style of training is a little bit more science?
I would say so. I'm focusing more on the biomechanic principles of how each muscle group works, as well as properly loading and also properly bracing.
Do you think that gets more important the more seasoned you are in bodybuilding? Like
Oh,
the guy that's
completely.
little just needs to pick up weight and lift it like crazy.
Yeah, oh, totally. And even so, like, you notice, success leaves clues. And the pros that are having these breakout off seasons, you see them doing the little things prior to their lift, like the hip mobility stuff, some of the small things that a lot of us tend to skip. And they need to be addressed and they need to be done, because that at the end of the day is the foundation. Oh, and then you think, like, sometimes people just train like this. Like, they just train with this intensity. If anyone who's watching knows me, they know I do things 120% at all times. So this is super hard for me. And then Tanya and I have adjusted. I've graduated from an underhand grip, and we're doing a neutral grip now with these. So just from this first day of doing these, neutral grip versus underhand grip, I actually feel a larger surface area of my lat. I hate not having that like chemically peely look, crispy.
Craziness.
It's necessary, it's okay, but I miss it. Yeah, our trip to Florida for Atlantic Coast Pro was a shit show. The flight was fine. I'm not good on long flights, and 5.5 hours is a long flight. So we get the car, we're getting to the Airbnb, and I've done this twice now to poor Morgan. We pull up to this not Airbnb, I think I got on like booking.com, had a kitchen and everything. Evidently there's not the greatest areas of Fort Lauderdale. And so we pull up and this place is so sketchy. I'm not having it. And like, we get in, we looked at the pictures of this place. The pictures were great. And we get in and it's just like not what the picture showed at all. Like green, gross carpeting. The bed is like one of those gross plastic beds. So my coach lives an hour and a half north of Fort Lauderdale. So I call him at like 11:30 at night. I'm like, hey, so I don't crash out here, I'm gonna stay here for the night, and like at 8 a.m. we're just gonna pack up and come to you. So it was actually kind of fun. We got to stay the night with Justin and hang out with him. So that was really cool. And then we found a better place that was right by the water that was actually like the same price. So it worked out, but I just feel badly because I always do that to Morgan. Like when it's me traveling, I find a great place and I'm chilling. And then when it's her, like I put her in the slums. Hand surgeon. So I'm a hand therapist by trade. I said that in my last YouTube. So I always feel like a sense of urgency to respond. So
I would appreciate it.
yeah, right. Carving a pumpkin. I need all of you to stop cutting your flexor tendons carving a pumpkin.
Oh, is it the holds the pumpkin from the inside?
Yeah, or like I had a kid that was using a fillet knife to cut a, like, hey man, like use the stuff that's made for it.
Doesn't take much to carve a pumpkin.
Exactly.
I've cut my head.
Leverage row on my thing, and I was like, what's a leverage row?
I'm using leverage almost every time.
Right, exactly. Okay, leverage row. Really focusing on my breathing with this, making sure I'm focusing on pinching my shoulder blades together if we're being fancy. Scapular retraction for you science nerds. I don't know, I always pride myself like as a therapist or like anyone like as a, I wouldn't say like a specialist with biomechanics, but I think it's really important for all those smart people out there, like we all know these fancy terminologies, but true intelligence, I think, is when you can put it in layman's terms that people can understand. So like whenever I'm talking to somebody, or like if I'm doing body work on someone and I need them to do something different with their exercises so that the problem doesn't reoccurring and I don't have to keep fixing it, I use terms like, you know, squeezing your shoulder blades together instead of like scapular retraction. You know, when I'm talking with like Tanya with programming stuff, yeah, you know, we'll talk like that. But otherwise, just like trust yourself that you're smart. You just need to put it in layman's terms so that the general public understands. Okay. I think we're gonna see really good bodybuilders who like hire people for training, and they're gonna just have a huge change. So I mean, I don't think there's any sight enhancement, especially with Sean. Like,
I think he just 2 years ago, he just didn't come in all that nicely.
No, and
he built up his back this offseason.
Completely, and it looks crazy. I mean, that's it. That's what I'm going for. I'm gonna have
when you got key on it.
Dude, right? I'm gonna have a Sean Clary. Oh, let's go, some dumbbell rows. You know, though that's a movement. I was kind of talking in my Q&A, played softball in college. Dumbbell rows were just a staple, and I think that was almost a crutch for me because I was doing them wrong for so long. I had to spend so much time fixing my row form. It's not even funny. So I love them, but I was doing them wrong for so long. And again, it's crazy when you fix things. It's not even just like feeling the muscle. It's like reaping the benefits and the fullness. Like, you know, in 24 hours of looking at what, you know, my lats look like after, I know that it's not like muscle just magically grew overnight, but like just getting them full from actually stimulating them, it's just awesome. It's crazy. All right, dumbbell rows downstairs. I feel like Juliet. Romeo, Romeo. Or I guess I would be looking for another Juliet. Morgan. Okay. I'm pretty warm. I'm honestly just gonna go into dumbbell rows, like into my 2 working sets. Again, just because I'm not pushing crazy and I've already been doing rowing motions, so I mean, I'm plenty warm. Yeah, I'm bringing back the headband. In college, they called me headband girl, because all I did was walk around with a headband. And we were in the dining cafe, me and my teammates, and we were leaving, and this kid ran after me and was like, "Wait, headband girl, you forgot your headband." So, you know, I had a forehead complex.
Naturally it's stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm bringing it back. This is actually t-shirt sleeve. I like to cut the sleeves off of t-shirts, and works perfect. Again, teenage boy.
Staple style move right there.
Exactly. Okay, so for dumbbell rows, for my setup, you see a lot of times people will stagger stance, you know, with their working arm, that foot's back and they're right here and they're stabilizing. So my goal with the disc herniation that I have is to keep my pelvis neutral, but to kind of accommodate my hip shift. So my feet stay parallel to each other. And if like my right arm is my working arm, my left toe is up, or my left heel is up, excuse me. We're using that for a little bit of glute engagement, but again, to help kind of neutralize my pelvis as well. Like I talked about in my first video, I'm leading with elbow flexion or bending the elbow and then driving the shoulder blade.
People that feel this in their lower back, what are they doing wrong?
I would say it's most likely, again, a pelvic thing where this stagger stance, you're really putting your hips at a compromised position. And if you do have like lower back problems or like asymmetries in how your hips shift, you're gonna feed into that. So like a lot of people that I work on will talk about, you know, what exercises bug them. And if it's like dumbbell RDLs or even bent over rows, it's usually, if I look at film for them, it's usually them biasing one side. So they'll say like, hey, when I do rows on my left side, it feels great. When I do my right side, it feels awful. And that's because if you're thinking of this position right here, you're just pinching all of that in your lower back while you're trying to row a weight. So if you think of your right arm working, we have a counter force where your left leg is bracing. So you're having a stimulus to the area that's pinched. So again, to take some stress off and to actually get some glute engagement to kind of help take away the stress of the lower back, this is why for me this works best. I do it on the other side as well because, again, it's just good for me to do both sides this way. But yeah, usually it's a positional thing when you're feeling it or you're having any pain with a certain movement. So I had someone that asked what the plan was for next year. Kind of just grow, see what happens. Justin is a little bit more optimistic, I guess, than I am. I think that I'm gonna need a whole year to really grow and maximize the size that I need to really be competitive in women's physique. He has a lot of faith in me. He's like, let's look at later shows, let's see what happens. And I think it kind of is just up in the air, and it depends on how I do this off season. And I think the biggest difference from my off season after my pro card win to this off season is, well, you won your pro card, you end on a high note. Okay, now you just get to work. And like this year, you know, as much as this was my best look and things like that from an objective standpoint, like last show getting 15th place, like that leaves a chip on your shoulder. Hell, even for me, 4th place at Sasquatch, that leaves a chip on my shoulder. So for me, having that chip is gonna make me work harder. And then honestly, just the environment, like being able to lift in a gym like this and having the community that we have here, it's just gonna help me flourish. And I really think this is gonna be a really productive off season. I'm gonna come in swinging. I think it's gonna take some time, but I think I'm gonna come in swinging. If it's not late 2026, somewhere in 2027, I think it'll be really good. I know, but still, it's not like,
Prep lane.
yeah. I mean, it's not bad.
Cut abs though, like crazy.
I know, but
It's not bad. It's great, Eleni. Who's?
that's pretty sick. That's pretty sick. I'll keep that. I'll take
like
that.
a full lean. You know?
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited for women's physique posing. It's gonna be so fun. I'm gonna be walking in the grocery store and just be like,
Yeah.
okay. Probably pushing it a little bit, but that's okay. Okay though, I'll accept it. All right. Yes, sir, moving on. One set of these, I got cable face pulls, and then 45-degree pull downs, and we're good. Okay, here we are. Stepping on the upholstery, this nice Panada equipment. Oh, that's way too heavy. Okay, enough of that. I feel, you know, I'm a super superstitious person. Blah, blah, blah. It's a tongue. Super superstitious. And I've been using the same posing suit since 2018 when I competed, and I just switched. My friend Emma, she's got a company called Sparkle Bitches Suits. She sent me a posing suit, and she made my suit for Atlantic Coast. And so I ended up using that posing suit, but I'm such a creature of habit. I hate making, oh my God. I was like, something's gonna blow up. I'm gonna die. Like we can't, everything has to be the same. Everything has to be the same. God, what's that song from 50 Shades of Grey?
There's some good ones in there. Or Pink Floyd's got a good amount of songs that I like listening to.
It's, oh my God, why can't I think of the name of it? I'm just gonna 50 Shades. Okay, Earned It by The Weeknd.
There we go.
So that cadence of that song for like ice dancing, because of the beat, would be perfect.
Dramatic.
And I still think there should be a male-female division where they pose as a couple.
That'd be cool.
They could pose like that. That would be sick.
That'd be really cool.
I have a good buddy of mine is a DJ. Her and I work together. She does house music, but she's super talented, and like her vibe is very groovy. Like it's kind of a groovy vibe. So before I decided to back out of women's physique, I was gonna have her mix a track for me. So that would have been pretty sick, but that's okay. There's always next time. All right, so we're gonna do 45-degree kneeling rows. I think kneeling. Once the weights get a little bit heavier, I'll use a bench to brace. But right now I'm just doing single arm kneeling pull downs. Now when I'm doing this, I'm looking for a 45-degree angle. So from here to about here. And then again, to kind of accommodate that impingement I have in my back, we're doing internal rotation, because internal rotation of the hip helps decompress that facet joint, or that like little area in the spine that's pinching where the nerve comes out. Face pulls, especially in a rehab setting, have always been a favorite of mine, as long as they can be done correctly and the person can cue themselves to keep their shoulder blades down a little bit, because what I see a lot of times with face pulls is the hike up and the forward rotation of the shoulder. So if you can really cue yourself to rotate, kind of like we move our hips forward and back, if we move our shoulder blades back and then pull, it's just way more ideal. Excited to see that get bigger. Super excited. I just want to see Rip back on stage.
Time will come.
I just want to see Rip on stage. I'm going to paint my face. I'm going to have a giant sign, and probably going to streak the stage while you're performing,
well.
just to add a little flair. Like, comparable conditioning, and she's 10 pounds heavier. Like, it just looks at, she's gonna look absolutely insane. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
She's gonna have to kill her fucking career.
She just keeps building, and she's what? She's your age, right? She's 22?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Man, if I could do that at 22. I was...
Second overall for the show.
Right? I was shotgunning 4 locos at 22.
Yeah.
That's a wrap. Thank you for watching. I'll probably put out another Q&A if you have any questions. Make sure, leave some comments, let me know what you want to see, give me some feedback, and like and subscribe.